Ang nabasa ko sa kanilang press release galing sa official na press release ng Malacanang through the PCO o PCO ba yan? Ang sabi nila, ang parang invited pala, tayo pala ang nag-invite. I mean, BBM pala ang nag-invite kay Zelensky na pumunta sa Pilipinas.
To-drop by?
Oo, drop by. So tayo talaga pala. Akala ko naman, nagpa-invite itong Zelensky. Tayo palang nag-invite. Anyways, so ang nakabasa ko is para daw magtatayo daw at magbubukas ng parang embahada dito sa Pilipinas. Pangalawa is nang hihingi ata ng tulong si Zelensky sa Pilipinas para daw mag-send ng mga mental health workers sa kanila kasi syempre may trauma, psychological things. Well, the trauma itself of the current war, Ukraine crisis na yung Ukraine. Yun yung pinalutang nila doon sa kanilang press release. Pero ang basa ko kasi dyan, ganito lang yan kasimple. Actually, Zelensky is trying to kumbaga galvanize support, not just from the European side, but even from the Asia-Pacific side, para suportahan siya sa stand niya doon sa Ukraine crisis. And it's more, of course, against Russia. Kasi kung makikita mo, ang country na involved dyan, dalawa, Ukraine and Russia. So ganun ang kanyang format, ganun din naman talaga ang purpose ng ng tawag nito ng pag-uusap niya ni BBM at saka ni Zelensky. At saka isa pa dyan sa pinaka-importante na I think na purpose ni Zelensky is to convince or to reinforce yung attendance ni BBM sa Switzerland sa tinatawag nilang Peace Summit. May peace conference kasi. Kaso ang problema sa peace conference na yan that will happen anytime soon is hindi invited ang Russia. Which is, ang China, ang position niya, hindi siya mag-a-attend. Probably other countries as well who have a neutral stand or a stand na gusto nila both sides will be present in that peace conference na manggaganap, hindi mag-a-attend. So ngayon, ang ni Zelensky is naiinis siya sa China kasi hindi mag-a-attend dun sa peace conference. Pero malinaw ang posisyon ng China eh. If you want to have a peace conference discussing the Ukraine crisis with other countries involved, the two sides has to be present. Ibig sabihin, Russia will be there, Ukraine will be there. Kasi sila yung involved eh. Pero parang ang nangyayari, Russia will not be involved or will not be in that conference. So, ang stand ng China, hindi rin siya mag-a-attend kasi hindi yun ang kanyang prinsipyong tinatayuan. And probably other countries na malalakas din, like probably BRICS countries, will not be there. So, ngayon, ang ginagawa nitong Zelensky is, convince other countries or presidents like BBM to attend that peace summit para magkaroon ng legitimacy. Kasi parang yun ang kailangan mo para maging legitimate din at kung may purpose ba or may kakaratnan ba yung peace summit na yan. So yun yung isa din siguro na basa ko na purpose kung bakit itong si Zelensky bumisita dito sa Pilipinas at kinakausap si BBM. From what I know, BBM will attend the peace summit.
Parang ano pala ito, Prof? Parang yung sa tribunal na parang isa lang ang involved.
Oo, parang gano'n. Nakuha mo, Anmar.
Oo, kasi hindi sumali yung China do. Kumbaga, bakit may arbitration? Isa lang yung panig. Dapat dalawa yan. Kasi nagkaroon ng gera. Hindi naman nagkagera ang Ukraine dahil sa Ukraine lang. Mayroon diyang involved ang Russia. At kung gusto mo talaga ng panawagan ng kapayapaan, dapat yung involved parties ang ando doon. Parang ang lalabas niyan, parang nagiging rally lang. Parang
parang one-sided na kasi ang labas niyan eh. So, one-sided siya. So ang nangyari diyan, Admar at saka Sister Pilita is parang tawag nito. So ang stand ng ibang countries na they want both sides to be there, hindi mag-a-attend talaga ng summit. And China is a very influential and a major power when you talk about these things. Kasi kung sino ang may leverage over Russia, if you really look at the world right now, ang country lang na may pinakamataas at pinakamalakas na leverage over Russia and even over Ukraine, kung titignan mo kasi tumutulong din ang China sa Ukraine sa mga humanitarian issues is China. So kapag ang China is not in that peace summit, it is not as if it will really come up with something na mangyayari. Yun yung mo kasi wala ang isa sa mga players mo which is Russia. Ngayon, ang pinakamagandang tanong din sa ganitong pagkikita ni Zelensky at BBM, which many people would actually right now, if you look at the social media, ang sinasabi nila, meeting between two puppets. So ngayon yun ang mababasa mo yan sa lahat ng ng social media in and out of the country. Ang term nga ng mga tao is there's a meeting of the two puppets daw ng United States. Yun ang mga lumalabas sa social media at mga komentaryo. Pero ang pinaka-importante kasi ngayon na dapat nating tingnan is ano ang implication ng, kasi very open din ang si BBM, no, si President BBM, na sinasabi niya he supports, or in his government supports Ukraine when it comes to territorial integrity, when it comes to this, that. So may open support siya sa Ukraine na kung titignan mo, ibig sabihin, kung ang open support ka, it has implication with Philippine-Russian relation. May implication yan on the part of Russia. And on the other hand, sa meeting na to at sa ganyang larangan na you're openly supporting Ukraine in that sense, in the Ukraine crisis, anong ibig sabihin nun? Ang ibig sabihin nun, geopolitically speaking and internationally speaking, countries in the world will perceive the Philippines making a choice or making a side. Ano yung side na yon? The side is, in that sense, no, kung titignan mo talaga at babasahin mo siya in a geopolitical perspective and international relation perspective, ibig sabihin, the Philippines under BBM choose a side already and is already confirmed that in sa meeting na to, na it's choosing the side of the United States and its Western alliance. Because Zelensky is supported by US and the Western alliance. Now, if you have this kind of, admiration with Zelensky and, openly supporting Zelensky in that sense, it means also you are on the side of the United States and on the side of the Western alliance that supports Zelensky. Malinaw na yan kung ganyan ang kanyang mga statements. At ganyan din ang kanila meeting. Invite mo ba naman si Zelensky? Dapat, ang position kasi dapat ng Pilipinas, neutral ka. You don't choose a side, you just have to be neutral.
Kagaya ng ginawa ng China. Kasi sabi ng China, magpa-participate siya, ang kanila expectation, dapat both countries nire-recognize at ini-endorso itong peace summit na ito, both Russia and Ukraine. Equal participation of all parties, fair discussion on all peace proposals. Yan yung gusto ng Chinese government.
Yan yung na stand ng China.
Kumbaga, parang ang purpose niyan, para simplihan natin, para yung nagrereklamo sa barangay. Tapos gusto mo, both parties andoon, di ba? May mga kasunduan, kung ano yung mapagkakasunduan niyan. Ang pumunta lang doon, yung isang party, na alam mo na kung ano sasabihin, pabor talaga sa kanya yun. Di ba? Kung ito ay Swiss, kumbaga, sila yung Switzerland mismo ang nag-organize nito, bakit hindi nila inimbita yung ang Russia? Kasi ba one-sided na?
Feeling ko kasi dyan may mga na yan yung peace summit is a compromise thing na. It's, I think, being led by the Western Alliance din. Kasi if you look at the United States and the Western Alliance, most of the Western Alliance allies ng United States is from Europe. So feeling ko na yan napag-usapan na nila to isolate China, to isolate Russia. Really.
Bago lang si partner Pilita. Kasi ang gusto rin ng Russia, mag-host ang China. Baka ganyan din yung iisipin. Hindi, pabor yan sa Russia yan.
Hindi, kasi kung ang China ang mag-host, both sides will be invited, definitely, I think.
Yes, partner Pilita.
Magandang hapon, Pro. Naku talagang pagpakikinig ko sa iyo, muntik na akong mawala sa aking akala ko na ako sa broadcast, nakakangalang ako sa inyong dalawa, no? Okay. Kasi totoo yun napaka-simple, hindi ba? Kung merong party for all, ang hindi invited, ibig sabihin na puwere. Ganun lang naman kasimple yun. Inatsapuera talaga. Oo, at lalong makikita nung kabila, kita mo pa peace ka, hindi mo naman ako inimbita. Lalong magagalit, hindi ba? Because it's quite insulting naman talaga.
Oo.
Okay, now I just want to go to that nga, yung pagbisita dito at yung nangyayari sa Ukraine, ma'am, no? Punta lang ako sa sitwasyon na do you think meron bang nakikita tayong parallel dito between sa nangyayari ngayon sa Ukraine, 'di ba? Na pwedeng nangyayari sa kanila but it can be our future.
Yes.
Ibig sabihin niyo parang parallel, no? And even with the president, makikita natin si President Zelensky, yung nalang pagbibisita ba niya? Yung biglaan, pupunta ako, bisita ako dito, yung nanghihingi ng suporta. Pwede bang maisip din ng presidente natin na this can be me later on? Kapag medyo napasok tayo, no? So do you see that kind of parallel na parang kasi ang sinasabi ng Ukraine dito is mali ang inaakala ng mga iba na kaya lamang nag-umpisa ang gera at nagkagera is because nga sa kanilang pag-a-apply sa NATO as a member na parang nag-provoke sa Russia, no? Kasi mapapaligiran daw. Pero ang sinasabi talaga na talagang gusto ng Russia sila sakupin.
No,
With
that's not
or
true.
without that invitation. Parang ganun yung kanilang ine-expect.
But that is not true. Kasi kung gusto lang ng Russiang sakupin ang Ukraine, hindi pa presidente si Zelensky, Russia can do it na. Kung yun ang gusto nila.
before pa to, ano?
Okay. Diyos ko naman tagal-tagal nilang magkatabi na bansa At saka ang Ukraine was even a part of Russia
So
before.
pwede na nila pasukin, ibig sabihin.
So yun lang naman ang interest din talaga ng Russia. But that is not really the case. Ang Ukraine crisis, nag-start yan 2014 pa. Si President Putin pa ang nagsabi niya na, we have security concerns. Ang una nga yung NATO, wag kayong parang sinasabi, don't expand to our border. Tapos itong Ukraine, you stay neutral. Yun lang naman actually yung ano dyan If you stay neutral, you're not be on the side of the United States, our security will not be threatened, sabi ni Putin at ng Russia, and then wala kayong problema. Pero the moment you move, we will protect our ourselves and our interests.
But how about
yung survival din nila?
Pero yung mga iba na sumali sa NATO that also gave like a medyo shake na yung security, na apekto ng security ng Russia. And I don't know if it's kung Poland yun na nagkaroon din ng gano'n. Pero hindi nila ginera. But why is it that Ukraine parang ginera nila? Yun yung
kasi
point.
Ang ano kasi ng ang point kasi ng Russia is Ukraine ang Ukraine kasi talaga ang border So if Ukraine will be controlled by the West, then Russian survival as a country will be triggered. Kasi alam naman natin ang geopolitical situation. The United States really wants to weaken Russia and wants to defeat Russia in every possible way. So yun yung problema doon. Yun yung malaking problema doon. Kaya ngayon, ang nangyari, ang sabi ni itong si Putin, hanggang dyan lang kayo. Pag pumasok kayo dito, magkakaproblema tayo. Kasi kami, kumbaga, ang nangyari kasi preemptive strike ang ginawa ng kumbaga inunahan niya Before sila inunahan niya.
Proactive sila, no?
Kasi kumbaga, it's a game of perception. So kapag ikaw din ang nasa sitwasyon ng Russia, iniisip mo, baka maunahan kami. Wala na.
Parang bago mo ako suntukin, unahan na kita.
Ako na lang. Kasi kumbaga, preventive kami sa side namin. So ganun siya. So, wait lang ha. Nasa interview po ako.
Baka nag-message si Zelensky.
Sabi ko, nasa interview ako, inaanap kita.
Can I explain my side?
Yun, ganun. So, ang nangyari dyan, pero kasi ngayon, ang pinaka-importante kasi dyan is to de-escalate the Ukraine tension. And then, after that, to talk about the peace deal. Ang peace deal kasi nandyan na yan Ang peace deal kasi should have a political settlement. Pag tinawag mo kasing political settlement, that would be a discussion between the two sides. Hindi pwedeng one-sided yan, hindi pwedeng Ukraine lang yan. Dapat Russia and Ukraine would sit down and discuss things. And then countries like China and the United States or other countries in Europe or in the world is nandun sila as observer, parang mediator lang. Pero ang mag-uusap talaga dyan para ma-resolve yung conflict at magkaroon sila ng agreement is the two country without the interference of outside powers. And outside powers na sinasabi ko sa United States. We have to be very frank about this. The Ukraine crisis is a proxy war between the United States and Russia. It's not a war between Ukrainians and Russians.
Pero siyempre, there are people who are saying na no, it's not a proxy war. Talagang
it is a proxy war.
Okay,
now. Ngayon ang tanong, Sister Pilita, before ka magtanong uli, before ko ibigay yung floor sa'yo, yung sinasabi mong parallelism. Yun ang sinasabi
yung parallelism.
Mas natin dinidiscuss to. Na ang Pilipinas is also, if we will not be careful at hindi tayo mag-iisip, hindi tayo prudent sa lahat ng ginagawa natin, would end up as the Ukraine in Asia. Kasi tayo ngayon naman ang proxy ng United States sa Asia-Pacific region. Yun ang parallelism doon. Kaya itong si BBM siguro nakaka-relate siya kay Zelensky. Hopefully nakaka-relate siya in a way na malaman niya na ang Ukraine is a proxy.
Parang it's a glimpse of what can happen to the Philippines.
So parang
and to him as the president of the country,
kasi
pwede mo makita yung sarili mo doon no?
O,
Okay.
sabi pa niya, ano daw, people daw in the Asia-Pacific region or countries in Asia-Pacific region should promote peace and development and be neutral. In the very first place, if you want other Asia-Pacific region, if you preach in the Shangri-La dialogue na, kayo Asia-Pacific region, dapat tayo ay maging neutral, you have to do it first. How are you gonna do it? Take away all the EDCA sites, especially the additional one.
Mhm.
Kasi that makes you the proxy in the Asia-Pacific region.
Yun yung nag-trigger no?
Yun talaga yun eh.
Oo.
So ang tanong
Ngayon,
ko, bakit ka magpipreach sa Asia-Pacific region now, we need to be neutral, we need to be on the side of peace? How can you be neutral when your foreign policy is leaning to the United States? And even in the Shangri-La, you even advocate for the United States to be in the Asia-Pacific region. Come on, give me a break, you know? So sabi ko, ano ba ang pinagsasabi niya? Parang he is contradicting himself because his foreign policy is basically leaning to the United States. The presence of EDCA sites and all other military strengthening between the West and the current Philippine government is already a sign that you are on the side of the West. And if you're on the side of the West, then you are not neutral. How can you have the moral ascendancy to even preach everyone in the Asia-Pacific region to be neutral when you are not even neutral under your government? So that is crazy.